Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land, TikTok world, everywhere you want to be that this post is going to go live and in charge with. Welcome to the broadcast, everybody, and hopefully you all are doing great out there. Today's title of the broadcast is What's in the Box? Yes, what's in the box? New shipment in today or yesterday. I did open it to see, make sure everything was in there that was ordered. And so we will all take a look at it here shortly. But first and foremost, I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, the art of Monty Anderson. Hopefully, again, you all are doing great out there. And we are doing a couple things here. So, yeah, so hopefully, again, you all are doing great out there. Like I said, my computer either shut down on me yesterday or restarted or something. I don't know. I was working on a project. Can't do that to me. Freaking computers, man. But again, welcome everybody. I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, the art of Monty Anderson. Hey, Roy. I'm glad you're awake for a few minutes anyway. But welcome to the show, buddy. All right. Get this switched over here. Get back to where I was when I was working on my piece over here. Yes, I've got two computers in my office. There, and all right. That's where I was. Awesome. Just got a couple other pieces to do with it. All right. So, as you all know, I say shirts in the box. Well, we'll find out here in a little bit. Sad news. It's not going to make me cry or anything like that, but Ozzy Osbourne did pass away yesterday. After 3 weeks after his final performance with Black Sabbath, and calling it quits on his career. And hey, Casey, what's up, man? Welcome to the broadcast. See, I needed both of you here yesterday not yesterday, the day before yesterday when the jackass came in and decided he wanted to do all. Am I backwards? Hold on. There, is that better for everybody? Um, yo, what up, Jason? But Ozzy Osbourne did pass away yesterday. Sad day for a lot of people. Again, I don't get all gushy and cry over celebrity deaths and things like that. I just do stuff like this. I do paintings in remembrance thereof. So Ozzy Osbourne is getting one next. It'll be in a size like this one. So just be on the lookout for that. And like I said, I needed you guys here yesterday or the day before yesterday when that jackass came in and started pulling all his shit that he was pulling. Well, thanks. Yes, rest in peace, Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. So, enough of that. Like I said, I don't get gushy when celebrities die like a lot of people do and cry and mourn and have to go into hiding for months at a time. He's more than a celebrity. He was one of the greatest rockers in the world. But again, it's not going to make me tear up or anything like that because he didn't personally impact me with financials or call me on a regular basis or anything like that. So it's not like we were buddy buddy, you know. But again, one of the greatest rockers in the world. It's undeniable. Uh, but then you have the other side of it where people are bashing him because of his lifestyle, because of the bat that he bit the head off of, a long time ago that he thought was a rubber bat that someone threw on stage, but it was a live bat that ended up giving him rabies, those type things. So, you know, and and then they talk about all the supposed abuse and things like that, you know. But Yes, that whole show was a charity show, and that was awesome. It ended up being one of the largest uh, donations, charitable donations concerts ever. So that was pretty awesome. All right, so now I am an artist. I am an actor. I am a voice actor. Um, I do digital work. I do hand drawn work. I do paintings, as you just saw with the Chester Bennington piece that I had up. But I also do T-shirts. Not this one. This is not mine. This was Jim Lee right here, one of the great masters in the comic book realm. So this is my shirts and things like that. So you can get these readily available. This is my first Joker shirt. And why are these already out of order? Where did you go? There it is. This was the first Joker shirt that started to sell, selling like hotcakes. And it still does. Because, as we'll see, I've got my shirt not on. It's in my closet right now. This is number 2. This was actually the first painting that I actually did for the Joker. And it sold. The painting sold. So I do not have the painting here. But it was pretty awesome that it sold right off the bat. But you can get a shirt in its honor, or a print, or a canvas print. Then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin right here. What is the cut mouth called? You want to know how I got these scars? I don't know what his cut mouth is called, but you know, it came from an industrial accident supposedly when he was shot in the face. All right, so this is the Last Ronin T-shirt available. Then you've got the painting you've already seen, Chester Bennington right here, readily available for you guys. Then you've got the American Horror, my take on the American Gothic 1930s painting that had the old guy and the younger woman next to him with the pitchfork and their house in the background. Well, this is Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein, right there. The actual picture of this one sold to Mr. Taticus Johnson. What did Chester do? Chester, he was part of Lincoln Park. He was one of the crooning voice behind Lincoln Park. Then you've got Ivan Moody from Five Finger Death Punch, another rocking band out there. Very cool band. Saw them live at the Walmart Amp. Very cool band. Very military related. And yes, I am a military veteran, disabled veteran, actually. Then Howard the Duck, the original, not this CGI shit that they've got going on now. The original comic book version based on an actual live person from Stanley's mind. Mr. Dexter Morgan, the first piece I did on Dexter Morgan. I've got the painting sitting over here where he's got his stabby stab in hand, you know. And then we have Art the Clown, which people are wanting to order this shirt, which they haven't done it yet, but hopefully they do soon. Mr. Art the Clown from Terrifier World. And then you've got The Crow, Brandon Lee, with my homage to Mr. James O'Barr over here. This little piece right here, based on a piece that he did, but the Brandon Lee is my own stuff. And then Wonder Woman, which is becoming a hot seller as well. I've already put in another order for this one. Linda Carter. And then thank you for the likes, the love out there. Please like, share, and follow. And then my Naughty Nuns, my Bad Habit series right here. So very, very cool stuff. All right, so you can order any of those shirts you want and get them to wear for yourself. They're not horribly priced. It's about like going to Spencer's or something like that and getting you a shirt, or even Walmart nowadays, since Walmart is, I mean, they're relatively cheap on some of their shirts, but their shirts are cheap. So, and it's not based off of my artwork. Stan Lee was a great guy in person. He was still full of energy when I met him in 1997. Um, Great dude. But again, everybody has a dark side. Yes, we already talked about, Ozzy Osbourne passing away yesterday. That was the top of the show. Um, and Stan Lee was a great guy, to see in person, get to talk to a little bit, and have him sign some things, which I still have one piece that he did autograph um, in my possession still, and with a bunch of other people that have passed on in the comic book realm, such as like Michael Turner and Peter David, uh, George Perez, Stephen Hughes, which is right behind me right there. That's his piece right there. And, you know, as far as his presence there at the show, it was great, great presence. And it was, just one of those exciting times to meet a legend like him that created a entire universe, you know. But on the flip side of that, you never know what the person is actually like outside of their stage presence, if you will. Um, because you got some people saying he's a jerk, he is this, he's that, all this kind of stuff. And yes, we know we talked about that at the top of the show. And oh, Stevie Nicks died too. Didn't know about that one. See, I never really got into Big Bang Theory, and I probably should have. And there's a lot of shows that I never really got into because I never thought I would actually like. Um, but as I rewatch them now, when with the girlfriend's presence, and all of that good stuff, it's like, well, why wasn't I watching these shows back in the day? You know, because I know all about Big Bang Theory and their push on the comic book world and things like that, and going to comic book conventions and being the nerds that they were, those type things. And it's something I should have gotten into, but it's not something that I just jumped on the bandwagon for, like everybody else, just like Young Sheldon or you know that goes along with the Big Bang Theory and things like that. And it's just like it just wasn't appealing to me in actuality, because I was living the experience of the Big Bang Theory, right here, you know. So uh, going to comic book conventions and all that good stuff. So have I been to one? Been to one what? I've been to many comic book conventions as a vendor, with my artwork, from 2017 until 2024, when I did my last show in December. So, and see, even Roy likes Big Bang Theory. He's coming out of the woodworks for that. But, um, but yeah, no, from 2017 until 2024, I was at comic book conventions left and right. I took this year off to rebuild, and I haven't rebuilt very fast because I've been looking at all kinds of different things going on with getting prints made and things like that, and it's just becoming more cumbersome than I thought it was going to be, to get prints made, and especially canvas prints and 11 by 17 prints, and so we are getting all of that taken care of, and so you know I might not be ready for 2026 season, and 2027 rolls around. Hey, now I'm going back to my shows, those type things. But it's just what it is. You know, we will get where we need to be eventually. I'm looking at neon signs, so I can have some cool neon signs in here of my logo. You know, um, looking at a couple different companies because one is pretty outrageous when it comes to, you know, a printed sign, a neon sign, and they do great work. But do I want to spend $800 for a 30-inch sign? You know, um, that's really only about like this big. Whenever people pay that for an entire billboard sign, basically. So it is what it is, and I'm just looking at different things, different avenues, and just there's a lot that goes into a rebuild. You know, it started with the logo, it started with the launch of everything, and now here we are, already halfway through the year, and I don't have everything in place. For a start to 2026, I have this printed out in uh, canvas print and in a um, 11 by 17 print, my job 3 cover from the painting I did right here. Let me move Mr. Chester out the way. Somebody needs to buy him, really. And pull up, because here's the painting. I still haven't even finished the edge yet. I've got to paint the edge black and all that good stuff. But this is the painting that inspired that cover right there for Mr. Patrick Hickey Jr. of Legacy Comics. And then from there we have this little lovely masterpiece, which needs to be in somebody else's hands as well. It looks great under black light and glows in the dark, of Venom right here. And then we have the Joker, the shirt that you saw earlier, the painting right here, which really needs to be out of my hands and into somebody else's hands. So there you go. All of those need to be gone from me and into somebody else's hands, just like Mr. Chester. Chester needs to be hanging on somebody's wall. Doesn't need to be sitting here collecting dust like everything else is around here. But anyway, all right. So, title of the show: What's in the box? Come on, tell me what's in the box. Let me hold the gun like this. The pew pew, not the other. But anyway, so Brad Pitt made it famous in Seven, and what's in the box? What's in the box? Well, welcome to the show, everybody. I am your host here at 412 Productions, the art of Monty Anderson. I am Monty Anderson. We did get a box in yesterday in the mail. And again, I did open it to inspect it, Oh, such a nice box. Rich Corinthian leather. Oh, yes. The box. What's in the box? What's in the box? As Kevin Spacey is telling him, oh, you didn't know you were pregnant. All right, so what's in the box? Dun, dun, dun. Orders are in the box. New shirts going out in the box. All these are going to one person. They ordered up 3 of these at a time. Bum, bum, bum. The Joker shirts right there. All those are going out to one person very soon. All right. Then I'm very excited for the rest. Because yes, Roy, you are correct. They are shirts. They are shirts. You are correct. I mean, that's all we've been ordering here lately is shirts. So this one is super cool. I'm ready to don 2 of these shirts right now. But dun dun dun, look at this. Look at how cool that is. We just talked about the Crow shirt. That is super cool, super awesome. And I'm probably going to be putting this sucker on relatively soon. That turned out killer. I love it. That's a freaking amazing shirt right there. So there's that one. And then the one I actually got for the girlfriend to wear, because she is a huge fan, one of the greatest fans ever, including of the band Princess Goes. It used to be called Princess Goes to the Butterfly Museum. His daughter named the band, but and he stuck with it. But Mr. Dexter Morgan himself right there. This one's going to be, the girlfriend is going to be wearing this one. Very, very cool. Looks awesome. And then we've got one of my favorites. I do love this shirt altogether. And I'm glad I got it in the red instead of a black or some other color. But my Naughty Nuns, the Bad Habit shirt right here. So I will be donning several of these shirts on the next lives from now on, promoting my works right there. And there you go. That's what's in the box! A bunch of shirts that came in. More shirts to come. Like I said, I've already got another Wonder Woman on the way. And go from there. Now there's just air in the box. So now, still smells like rich Corinthian leather. And thank you, Casey. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see, where it's right here. I'm gonna show you this too, because this gets to get taken out. And awesome looking shirts, thank you, bud. Miss Black Cat right here, based off of the Scott Campbell, J. Scott Campbell. Works has sold, so this piece is off the market, and you know there's a lot more to sell. So that one is gone. Plus a couple of shirts will be going with that one, not from this list here, but you get a trip down to downtown Fort Smith to meet the Oklahoma City Winning Thunder, two of the native Fort Smith players on that team. That's what you win there, Mr. Roy Joe Sparklebutt Twinkle Toes Bradley Twilight Lovin' Jr. Go OKC. Yeah, he's a Lakers fan, Mr. Roy is. And their team couldn't even get out of the starting gate for the playoffs. So there you go. He likes to talk about all the championships that they've won, but they've been around since caveman days. Caveman days. So since since the dawn of time. So of course they've got some championships under their belt. Yes, Oklahoma City is my home sweet home. So, aw heck, that's free. You don't have nothing to do with it. Oh, sure I did. I told the mayor, I was like, hey, May, we need them here. We need to bring them in, all that good stuff, you know. And so, no, I had nothing to do with it. But, it'd be cool. I might go down there and see them. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Got a couple of flags they can sign, car flags. But yeah, no, Oklahoma City, my stomping grounds. Grew up in Bethany, Oklahoma, which is right outside of Oklahoma City. And I'm just excited for these shirts. They're awesome. I'm happy with the way they turned out, really. I am. And I look forward to the many more of them to come for more shirts. Because I am going to revamp my Goblin Queen. If you've seen my videos out there, the Goblin Queen is one. Oh, well, hold on. Let me do this. Let me see if this fixes it, because sometimes it doesn't fix it. You keep skipping freezing every 2 minutes or so. Well, let's see if this fixes it. I'm back on my Wi-Fi network, because sometimes my Wi-Fi network doesn't like to jive with everything, and it likes to do its own thing, which is stupid in and of itself. But whatever. It is what it is. So hopefully that fixes the problem, Mr. Casey, and thank you for letting me know. But I'm excited for the shirts, and like I said, I'm going to do the Goblin Queen is going to be one of the next shirts coming up as well. I'll add her to the list. She's not in the list right as of yet because I want to do some extra stuff to it. I want to add in some new elements to it because it's just plain. It's just a plain Jane shirt, and or just a plain Jane drawing. I did it quick for a show, just like I did the Emma Frost, the White Queen from X-Men as well. I did both of those on a whim and a whim and a prayer, if you will. And thank you for letting me know that it's good again. So awesome, awesome. Yeah, it's the Wi-Fi deal because I had it off Wi-Fi. Because every now and again, you try to do something, it says your network is unstable or whatever, and it's just like, why? I've got like supposedly top of the line Cox shit, which I hate, and then I've got all of my extenders going through the house, and that's what I'm hooked into. And I really need to move this one into another room, and then move my other two to different sections of the house. Especially the one that's in the library, it actually needs to be moved further out. Actually, put it out in the garage and extend my Wi-Fi reach. And but anyway, but no, I'm happy with the shirts so far. The company is doing a great killer job on printing them, and they look fire because the print quality is great on here. And I just muted myself pretty much, but the print quality is great on here. It's very very well done. But it does take about 2 weeks for them to come in on a regular basis. So not anytime soon. But yeah, no, it's got some killer quality to it. Killer quality, get it? Right there. I mean, they look great. And then my style that has been complimented on, that hashing right there for the shadowing is very awesome. This one, I mean, those two that I'm going to be wearing are the killer ones that I like. I mean, the Dexter one I like too, but that's for the girlfriend. So this one right here, boom, 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 the crow is going to be awesome to wear during my lives. And so there you go. That's awesome. Did Laura show up over here? I don't know if she did or not. She apparently didn't because I don't see her over here on the Facebook side of the world. But yeah, no, these are looking killer. I'm happy for them. I'm looking forward to getting some prints in the works as well, because every shirt will have a print available for it as well. So that means a canvas print, 11 by 17 print of those as well. So that, and I am going to. Your shirts look cool, buddy. Well, thank you. Well, thank you, sir. Well, thank you. I am going to do what's called a menu book um, for people, and that way they can see the whole kit and caboodle work together with a shirt, 11 by 17 print, and a canvas print available of these items. And it boils down to it could have a magnet and or a sticker with it as well. So it could be a 5-piece item, you know. And because some people like magnets over stickers, some people like stickers over magnets, some people like, you know, stickers over prints, those type things. But it's all, I might end up doing playing cards too, 3.5 by 2.5 inch cards, typical baseball card size, and you can go from that route. So there's just a lot that I've got to contemplate and do, just like this whole proposal of um, having a sponsorship, you know, happening. I just got to weigh the pros and cons to it all, because yes, the pros are tables would be paid for at conventions, um, and those type of things, and banners and things of that nature, because it would have the person's imprint on it as well as my own. And but I've got to weigh the pros and cons to it all, because you don't want to get locked into something that you know you don't fully agree with, or you don't fully want to be involved with, because there could be outlying factors that could bring down the whole house. So Warhammer, I've seen it. I don't play it. I'm not a big gamer when it comes to like Warhammer or Magic the Gathering cards and things of that nature, or the Pokemon or Pokemon Go or anything like that. But I have seen the Warhammer stuff. There's a group in town that does Warhammer tournaments on a regular basis, and they are at Sharps Gaming. downtown Fort Smith, and so they do that on a regular basis. So and I get the appeal. It's pretty cool stuff. Um, but I've never played it, and I don't have anything uh, pertaining to it here at the house in my art studio. Uh, but you know, that being said, I can draw it up. That's not a big deal. And I always am up for a challenge when it comes to things like that. What do we got from here? Well, coming down to it, coming down to the bits and parts. But thank you for the likes, the shares, and please like, share, and follow because I will follow you back. Because I periodically go through and purge my entire TikTok of people that have me no value in my TikTok. If that makes any sense. What's better, chocolate dough, vanilla dough, or dill? Mm-hmm. So I would say the chocolate dough, especially the chocolate chip. Yep, Fort Smith, Arkansas. Yep, James in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They it's Sharp Gaming. They are over off of Wheeler Street uh, in Fort Smith, and they do a tournament on a regular basis. They also carry the BCW supplies for all of your comic book, card, and magazine needs. And you know, so the Wild West down there. Actually, it is the top western town, if you will. It's a military town more than it is a western town, but it does have its western heritage here, and it's not so much a Wild West down here. You have more pew pew fights everywhere else than you do here in Fort Smith. But we don't drive a horse and buggy, down here. And I've only been over in this part of the world for since 2010, so 15 years. I've been here, and it's not so bad. Arkansas's got a lot of stuff to do if you like to be outdoors. If you're a wilderness type of person, and but they do film a lot of shows in Van Buren, which is a town right next to us, um, in downtown Van Buren, Arkansas. A lot of Western shows have a scene or two from the downtown Van Buren area. Oh no, there's not a lot of crime here. In reality, there's more crime in Little Rock than there is here, and I mean you're gonna find crime anywhere you go, but no, the crime is worse up in Little Rock than it is here. Up in Little Rock, Fayetteville, Bentonville areas, those have the worst crime statistics than Fort Smith does, all the way around. So, but you know, I live in a small compound with my homesteading that I've got going on. Oh, cool! You go through Fort Smith quite often. Very awesome, James. But yeah, if you do like the Warhammer, if you're the one that brought up the Warhammer, I think you were. Then yeah, go to Sharp Gaming over on Wheeler. They're a pretty cool little store. They've got a huge spot inside where they do their gaming tournaments. So, you know, yes, the nuclear reactor. Yes, there's all kinds of stuff here in Arkansas that has nuclear reactors and things like that. There's even a nuclear evacuation uh, road that's marked with the little blue signs that you see, emergency evacuation away. When you're coming out of Hot Springs area. So, um, but yeah, they produce a lot of weird stuff here. Let me tell you. Oh, Huntsville. Okay, cool. That's not horribly far. So, yeah, I'm from, like I said, like we were talking about, I'm from Oklahoma City area originally, Bethany, Oklahoma, and as is Casey, you know. So he and I know a lot of the same spots. He is a touch older than I am, but not by much. And somebody put a derogatory comment out there because some comments in the live were filtered to protect the community's experience. Well, I'm glad TikTok is taking it serious, just like the jackass that came on. What's the day? The 23rd on the 21st on Monday's show, towards the end of the show, and they finally banned his ass. Um, After I made a big post about it. So, oh, very cool. Well, military to military, thank you for your service. I was at Fort Benning, Georgia for basic, and I feel so protected. and and so yeah, I was a sand hill during the heat of summer, about 115 degrees, 120 degrees in the shade some days. Uh, Fort Hard Knocks, there you go. Oh, but yes, military life. I was infantry, always fun. 45th Infantry, and took after my grandfather, who was 45th Infantry in Korea, and the of course World War II in Germany. And he didn't talk too much about the war and things like that, which I wish he would have, especially to me, but he did not. So digging holes in the infantry. Yeah, I mean you had to dig holes, That was your position, you know. Okay, you live in Fort Kent, very cool. Casey. Yep, I can sleep anywhere. That's true. The Humvee hood was one of the best. Prop yourself up right by the glass just to get you a little sleep. Yeah, or sleep standing up. Did that a lot too. Basic training was the best for that. Uh, but yeah, literally can sleep anywhere, and that's most military. Not most military, but that's a lot of military. They can sleep pretty much anywhere if given the right opportunity. You know, 95 to 99. Okay, cool. You were in before I went in because I went in 2004. Actually, I went to Benning at 2005. So, and like I said, thank you everybody that's military for your service. And and yeah, I was 33 years old when I joined the military. Now, had I done it out of high school, it would have been close to 91 whenever I graduated high school, and would have went off and probably would have retired. You know, combat infantry. Right there. Because we did see our fair share of shit in Afghanistan. From the IED blast that hit our truck to the firefights that we got into, all that good stuff. 82 was senior year for you. Nice. Yeah, like I said, you're just a touch older than me. and James says, wish he could have stayed in, or wish he would have stayed in. See, I wish I would have went in out of high school now, with hindsight being 2020. Because, like I said, I probably would have retired from it. Now, granted, if I would have been deployed several different places, would I have, survived, this long? Because you never know what's going to happen whenever you get deployed. So, like I said, Afghanistan, we were there for a year. I could not have done it, honestly. And it's not for everybody. It truly isn't. But, I applaud those that try to get in, but for some reason they couldn't do it. Or, you know, and the military lifestyle truly is not for everybody. 100%. And it's not even for some of the people that are actually in. They're just in it because, oh, you either go to the military or go to jail. You know. Yes, the brother. I still keep in touch with my guys, with my unit, the second platoon, and we just had a reunion in March, which we'll have another reunion next year. Um, and we do lose a few people here and there that should have been at the reunion that passed on, um, like Sergeant Crane. He was one of the good ones, and he passed on of a heart attack. Like last year. So we weren't too far out from him hitting the reunion. You know, so but we keep in touch, and Oh, okay. Very cool. Mr. Kraut was our armorer. Andrew Kraut. Jerk. Nah, he's a great guy. He's a good dude. But a lot of the guys that we served with, still kicking it. We all have our little issues from the stuff that we saw, that we endured when we were in Afghanistan. Of course, it was a 17-month complete deployment. 3 months train up at Camp Helby, Mississippi, which is Shelby, Mississippi, and then 1 year boots on ground in Afghanistan, and then I had a training that I went to for WLS Warrior Leaders course in Louisiana, and I was in the rear with the gear. See, our armor got to go overseas with us, so because they had a whole little setup for them. Um, the supply sergeant for the armory, all that good stuff. So yeah, he got to go overseas with us. Of course, he didn't go outside the wire as much as we did because we were Sec 4, but we were outside the wire pretty much every day. That we were deployed, and but that was our job. You know, either foot patrols or rolling convoys somewhere. You know, and then the rest of the time when we weren't on the road doing something or outside the wire, we were working out with weights. You know, basketball. Had a small basketball court in the gym area. No, I'm not on every morning. I'm on every other day. So the odd days right now, because the 31st, and then in August, because this is July, in August, I will be on the even days. So right now I'm on the odd days. So I'm on every other day. I've been on since I usually come on about 4:12 in the morning. Try to 4:12 Productions. That's the hint of that. Um, I don't always make the 4:12 time frame, um, but I try to as much as possible. But I've been doing my live shows since 2023. No, that would be incorrect. 2024. I've been doing live shows since probably 22, but I was doing them on Facebook. I've been doing live shows for a while now. But this one on here, okay, cool. You'll catch me on Friday because today is Wednesday the 23rd, and yes, Friday the 25th, I will be there as well. Um, but live shows I've been going on since probably 21 or 22. And it all I used to have a dual setup where you could see what I was drawing and all that stuff, but for some reason the OBS program that I use stopped allowing that with the other camera view on there, and so I had to do some different things. So you can either watch me draw something or I can show it to you, all that good stuff. It's just like this amalgam piece that I'm working on right here, you know, as it's coming to life. It is a Dreki and a Wolver mashup from God of War, you know. And bum, bum, bum. No, she didn't come on. Jerk. She was waiting. She wasn't waiting. Liar. Now Laura was gonna check out what was in the box. But no, I do appreciate each and everybody being here. You guys are what makes the show great because I can sit here and talk to myself, which is no problem because I listen to the voices in my head. But no, you guys asking the questions, posting questions, and things like that are what make the show great because it gives us a bouncing point, as we talk. But no, I really am looking forward to these shirts to wear on the show. Have a different shirt every live instead of, oh, there's the Joker shirt again. Oh, there's the Joker shirt again. Oh, there's the Joker shirt again. Oh, I lasted the whole show. No, you haven't. The show ain't over yet. We still got about 15, 20 minutes left. So you haven't lasted the whole show. You've only lasted for 45 minutes of the show. So if you bow out now, you're a quitter. You're a quitter, man. But Roy, we love you out there, man. You're one of the good ones. Well, most of it, buddy. See, you can't even hang through a whole show anymore. That's what happens when you wake up at 7 o'clock at night, and then stay up all night, and then you're like, oh, I'm getting tired, I'm getting sleepy. Let me rub the sleep in my eyes. That's why you need to switch your sleep schedule back to normal, bud. Switch it around, buddy. But now, you do what you got to do. If you got to go take your little nappy nap for your daytime, you know, since the sun's about to come up and your little vampires have to go to sleep, that since you'll sparkle in the sunshine. That's not what vampires do. Vampires explode and get dust everywhere and blood and guts and fire. That's what vampires do. Any good vampire knowledge shows you that. We don't. Oh look, this is why I can't be in the sun. Look, we sparkle. No, stupidest movies in the entire world. Yes, TikTok, I said stupid because Twilight never should have been invented. I'm sorry. There you go. And they're making another one. Yes, Anne Rice is awesome. I've got a first print of the Vampire Lestat here at the house from '76, I believe, and very very cool stuff. I'm a Clive Barker fan through and through. Um, his works are just phenomenal. Now, a lot of people say some of his newer books that are coming out aren't as good as does his older stuff, but I haven't gotten to his newer stuff yet. I'm talking about like the Cabal and Books of Blood and Hellraiser and all those books back in the day, and Nightbreed and things of that nature. And then Stephen King is my number two favorite horror author, you know, behind Clive Barker. A lot of people are like, oh, you put Stephen King second, and then Anne Rice would be up there, as well, as well as a bunch of others. And I've got a library. Stevenson. I haven't read a whole lot of her stuff as far as Anne Rice goes. I mean, I've read a lot of her stuff, but I just haven't read a lot. But King Jr., dude. Yeah, no. Stephen King has a son? Is that what The Shining was about? See, I haven't read any of his stuff. So that one would have to be something I. Oh, he writes too? Okay, cool. So that's something I'm going to have to look into, is to check out his writings. Um, and, the Stephen King's alternate universe, which is, under his pseudonym and his pen name that he writes under as well. So Stephen King not only has his regular books, but he also has other books under a different name. So there you go. As many writers do. So no, I didn't know his son. Yes, Beckman. Yes, I didn't know he had a son that was writing. So that's just news to me. So thanks. I will check that out. But yes, that is his pseudonym that he uses. So if you ever see that name on a shelf, it's Stephen King. So Richard Bachman or Bachman Richmond. Richmond? Richard? Dick? Yes, no. Now he's got a lot of great books. I mean, like I said, he has a great mind for horror. Let's put it that way. But I just like Clive Barker a little bit more. And maybe one day I'll find a different horror author that I like better than Clive Barker. And or Stephen King. you know. But right now, that's my number one, Clive Barker. Number two, Stephen King, and then the list just falls from there. He is unique, Clyde. Okay, cool. I will definitely check it out because I need some new reading material. I don't need any more books, but my library is already over capacity for my little library nook that I've got. I've got a whole room that's a library, but only one wall has books on it. So, um, bum bum bum. But yeah, so I've got a lot of sci-fi and um, horror books and things like that, plus a lot of history, uh, fiction, all that good stuff. So Joe Hill is Stephen King's son, huh? Joe and Owen. Joe Hill and Owen King. Yeah, Louis L'Amour. He was always a good one too. I'm not big on westerns, so it's to each their own on that. I do have a couple of westerns in my. I do have some Louis L'Amour books. Um, maybe. And what was Potter always read? Zane Grey. I've got some Zane Grey. Some of the early works of Zane. So that's about as westerns as it gets for me in there. And ah, see, I haven't read any of his stuff that wasn't western, so I'd have to find those. But yeah, Joseph Hillstrom King or Joe Hill. He looks just like his dad, especially now. Now Owen, not so much. So he does horror, fantasy, science fiction novels and short stories. That's awesome. Let's see what he's written. I'm just looking it up because I'll probably get into his stuff, knowing that he's got 43 titles, so that's pretty big. I wonder if it. Oh, my girlfriend has that book. He's got one heart shaped box right here, and my girlfriend actually is trying to read that one. Oh, he did horns. Okay, that was a. I can't say it was a great movie. Oh, and the Black Phone. Okay, movie tie-in. Okay, so he did a lot of stuff for things that we've seen. Okay, but Nosferatu, based off the show, the TV show. So he's pretty well. Steven recommended trash hauling rather than writing for his for his son. That's funny. I mean, I get it. You know, it is writing can be hard, as I'm learning in my own books. You know, but no, that's cool. Um, I didn't realize that the girlfriend was reading one of his books right now. I just put it on the shelf, got it off the table. Um, Wraith, right there, Nosferatu, Lock and Key. He had something to do with that. Okay, I've seen both, but they like silence, not real chatty. Yeah, no, I get that. Um, Stephen, oh, okay, got that one. Okay, yeah, and that happens, especially with writers. They poured everything into the books. So why do I want to talk to somebody? You know. But yeah, they're nice enough people. But I didn't realize he did Lock and Key as well. 20th Century Ghost, Full Throttle, Strange Weather, The Black Phone, we already talked about, Horns, The Fireman. Those are the most populars. But Nosferatu and Wraith are his series. Good old Ray Bradbury. Another great writer out there. Let's see here. So he does a lot of comic and graphic novels too, so that's pretty cool. But like I said, I didn't realize he did Lock and Key. So that's pretty cool on that end. Trying to see if it's going to switch around. Yeah, Lock and Key is his baby. So that's cool. Oh, Basket Full of Heads. Okay. Oh, go figure. Hill House Comics. Joe Hill. Got it. Tales from the Dark Side. Scripts by Joe Hill. Lock and Key Master Edition Revelations. The Ghost is the Machine. Dying is Easy. Oh, I've seen that one too. Okay. Okay, so I've seen a lot of his books. I just didn't know it was him. Just because Joe Hill has nothing to do with King. Yes, I remember when he got hit by the van, you know, and it couldn't have been a better script that if he would have used that, and it injured him for a while. I mean, I'm sure he's still injured from it, but yeah, no, he walked with a cane and a walker for a while after that incident, and yeah, I remember that well when it happened. So, yep, he said, "Damn, that hurt." Yeah, Stephen King's is a different character. I mean, I always liked his funny little cameos in the shows that he would be in because, like Stan Lee, he tried to be in several of the movies that were made from his books, creep shows and things like that. So, yep, that little smirk he's got. His voice never matches his face and body. You know, he's got that weird voice, very distinct, unique voice. But you know, especially when he was in his overalls in Creep Show. And was it Creep Show? I think it was Creep Show. One of the stories in Creep Show with the where he gets covered in that moss from the meteorite. An early Joe Dirt, if you will. Oh Lord, Stephen King, good dude. I need to get some autographs and print work from originals from Clive Barker because that would be cool. That would just set off my autograph collection in here, 100%. Thinner was a good one. That was a good one. Night Shift, Cat's Eye. I mean, he's got so many. His catalog is so huge when it comes to his books and writings, and like you said with the Bachman too. Um, so the dude has thousands upon thousands of books out there in horror and his uh, crime dramas and things like that. So it's just like he has a fascinating mind. I mean, just to keep coming up with stuff on a regular basis. And Stand By Me, yes, great movie, great book, and but yeah, I mean, just so many writings and books that he's got out there that it is amazing that his mind can keep coming up with new stuff on a regular basis. And that's where I want to be. I want to keep creating new stuff on a regular basis. And if the sponsorship thing happens, then that would be a good thing. But then I would have to be coming up with new stuff on a regular basis. Because my character, excuse me, that I've created is, you know, a one trick pony, if you will, because he lives inside of his own universe, basically, and in the realm that I'm creating. And I don't know if he, excuse me, if he would expand from that. I mean, he could, because he's been around for a while, in my head and in the world as well. But yes, welcome back, Roy. Thanks for stopping by again after you said you was going to sleep. After you was going to leave and go do your Betty by time night routines for the daytime so you didn't have to sparkle in the sun. Oh, Lordy. Please like, share, and follow. I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions. And we've been talking about what's in the box as well as other things as well. We got a shipment in of new shorts and things like that. So there you go. This is one of the shirts I'll be donning. I'm not sure which one I'm going to wear now. If it's going to be this one, I need coffee, bro. Oh, be right back on that note. Wow. I don't know if I'll be wearing this one Friday or if I'll be wearing this one on Friday. I don't know yet. I like them both. But the girlfriend will definitely be wearing this one. She'll probably even wear it tomorrow to work. But then, Mr. Kirk Holt, I know you're probably not here, but your shirts are in. I'll be getting them to you quickly. All three of the Joker shirts right here. Coming to you. Coming to you, brother. Right there. But we have a lot of other shirts available as well if anyone is interested out there. So hopefully your coffee is doing what it needs to this morning. Give you them coffee poops, like everybody likes to get. Gets them rumble tums after they drink their coffee. And get their little morning bagel or their little donuts or whatever you eat for breakfast. I don't know. What's poppin'? So, we've been talking about what's in the box. We've been talking about the new shirts that came in that are going out to people. Of course, mine are here in the house, the Crow and my Bad Habits Naughty Nun series. And that's what we've been talking about. We've also been talking about, Stephen King, Clive Barker, Ray Bradbury, all those great authors of the day, Anne Rice included. And then, of course, you've got Mr. Roy, Joe, Twinkle Toes, Sparkle Butt, Bradley, Twilight Lovin' Jr., who likes his Twilight series, which is. I just threw up in my mouth just a little bit on that series because I can't stand sparkly vampires unless they're sparkling into fire and blowing up out there in the world. Because that's what vampires do. They don't sparkle in the sun. Get real. So there you go. That's a recap of the show so far. Casey stepped off to get some coffee. That's why we were talking about pooping, you know. And to get those rumble tums after you drink some coffee. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know that feeling. But I hear it from a lot of people. It keeps them regular. So there you go. On that note. But yeah, no. With the passing of Ozzy yesterday, I am going to be doing a big painting of it to go along with my Chester Bennington piece, which the Chester Bennington shirt is becoming a popular shirt as well. Orders are getting ready to be placed on that one. So, hopefully the Prince of Darkness will find a place along those shirts as well. And we will go from there with those because you know he was a very influential artist of our day and great great musician, great mind for music, and it's unfortunate that you know he only lasted 3 weeks after he only lasted 3 weeks after he announced his retirement from music. But he went out on his terms, you know, and now it's time for everybody to move on. You know, everybody's mourning the loss, which is understandable. But I don't cry over celebrity stuff whenever they pass on because they didn't contribute to my you know life per se. It is a tragedy when they die and they pass on, but it's not like they were calling me on a regular basis. It's not like they were keeping in contact with me on a regular basis. So, I didn't know them like that. So, I have the empathy that they lost their life and the family is mourning because we all lose at some point in time. A family member or a loved one, and it is sad. Headed to the shale. All right. Are you digging for crystals? Are you looking for some arrowheads? If you're heading to the shale, or is he headed to the shale? The Prince of Darkness. Flip this one around a little bit. Get it up front. So, but yes, no. Uh, I'm gonna have a companion piece for my Chester Bennington with the uh, Prince of Darkness, Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. So Aaron Casey's back. It took him a while to brew that pot of coffee, and or did it make you need to go take a poo and you were taking care of that first? But Prince of Darkness will be sitting next to this one side by side. T-shirts will be made of the Prince of Darkness when it comes available. So there you go. So that's what we're looking at to go side by side with the Chester Bennington piece and all of that goody good stuff. But yeah, I didn't realize, Joe Hill was some of the comic book stuff that I used to read. Lock and Key and things like that. But yeah, something I'll have to get back into. I have some hardcover edition somewhere of Lock and Key. Might actually still be out there in the tote. So, yes, I said poo because coffee makes people go poo. It keeps them regular, apparently. I don't drink it, so I don't know. How long have I been on this morning? I've been on 1 hour and 8 minutes and 7 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11 seconds. So there you go. I didn't do that. I'm so offended. I know you're not offended, but you know, some people they talk about after they drink their coffee, it's just like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom now because it keeps me regular. And my grandpa was the same way with that. So 40 or well 4 point. I'm only at 3.1 likes, 3.1 thousand likes, which is awesome. It's not that what was it, 80 something thousand likes that person had going on in here. I don't poo. Well, I've never. Well, I hope you poo. Otherwise, you're the most constipated man in the world, and that's a Stephen King horror novel in and of itself, right there. Or maybe I should write it. The most constipated man in the world. That could be interesting. And that line that you put in there, I never. Well, I've never. Reminds me of the couple that I follow on TikTok that he asked his wife, different questions, and she's like, Michael, Michael, is this a dirty joke? And he was like, I would never. So it's raining, thunder, and lightning where you are. Well, it's not doing that. It's nice and warm here. We are under actual heat advisories during the daytime hours. It's 72 degrees right now, so it's pretty nice. But during the day, it reaches about 105. I think yesterday was about 103, 104 on the heat index, not what it actually reached to. But I'm sitting at 3.1 is what it's showing up there in the corner as I'm looking at it. And look, Roy's back again. He keeps bouncing between the WNBA and here. So now that could be your, I don't know if that's your like count total, for all the stuff that you have done during the shows. But right now I'm sitting at 3.1 thousand likes. And that is it so far. But that's cool. I mean, that's still a lot of likes. That's still better than some of the people out there. And so, yes, on here. Yes. And, a lot of people don't even get to 3,000 likes. So, you know, that's used to be my followers whenever I was on the show, but now we're reaching about 500 people. So I don't know what's going on with that algorithm there. So, but that's cool. I don't mind. And then my viewer count, it's low on a regular basis. Normally, I say normally, I used to be sitting at about 100 people would be in here watching on a regular basis. You know, but it is what it is. I still do it. I still like it. It's fun. I get to show off the cool artwork that's happening and nice things like that. Thank you, Mr. Roy, for the likes. We're up to 3.2 thousand now, which is awesome in and of itself. Did you get you some coffee, Roy? With some nice creamer in it? Some hazelnut creamer? Or some vanilla nut creamer? I don't know. But I'm surprised they haven't turned Bob Ross into a horror movie yet. With all the speculations flying out there about how he was a serial smiller and he was painting where the bodies were left. You know, that was the big theory with his stuff because there was always these happy little accidents. You know, as he would go through his painting, and yeah, so that's been the big theory on him. What if Bob Ross was a serial smeller, and he was giving us clues to where he laid his people to rest in all of his paintings, which would be kind of ironic if you think about it. He was hiding in plain sight, you know, and if each one of his paintings was a depiction of where somebody was, he would be one of the greatest serial smellers in the world. I'm not saying he is, folks. I'm just saying that's one of the theories out there, as he is, you know, painting his happy little accidents out there. So, but yeah, no, it would be interesting. Welcome to the broadcast, everybody. I am Lonnie Anderson, your host here. Casey says, I don't know about that. I mean, is it Bob Ross approved? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Bob Ross approves. Yes, yes, Bob Ross approves. 100%. Now I need to put a new battery in here, or he would say his little famous little lines, you know. But that is Mr. Bob Ross right there. He's making a comeback too. I've seen him on some shirts and things like that. And I got to fix that spring in his neck so he's not doing this little number all day long. So I don't even know where I got that actually, but it isn't counting my likes. I tried. Now I get it. We're up to 4.2 thousand so far. So it's all good. I appreciate it. I do appreciate the likes, the shares, the follows, because that does help the broadcast, and that pushes it out to different people on your friends list, and they can always come back in and watch the live show, you know, the recorded show as it is from that point and aspect. So, no questions or comments on Facebook. So why do I even try? Just kidding. No, it's all good. I get watches on my YouTube channel and all that good stuff, and I'm glad that that they're taking a break from the initiative program at Antarctic Press too, so I can get caught up. I haven't done a show for them in a while. I'm famous on here. LOL. You are famous, Mr. Casey. You're famous everywhere, man. People know you. People like you. And, you know, I can't say the same thing about me, about people liking me. I know there's people that hold grudges against me. Infamous. Yes, infamous. Infamous. Get out there and be infamous. Be infamous today in Casey's name. There you go. But yeah, no, it's been a great show. You guys are awesome. And I appreciate you all being here, you know, in support. Because it means a lot. It really does. I know a lot of people say that, but you know, my my 6 viewers right now, you know, I like the Aunt Jemima voice you did. uh, oh, I'd have to revisit that one, huh? But no, you know, if I didn't think my shows were having an impact, I would just end them completely. But I know they do because just like up here on Facebook and YouTube, I have a number prevention hotline up here. So, you know, Crack says, I love the shirt, dude. Well, thanks. It's by Mr. Jim Lee from when he was with Marvel, you know, for a short stint before they jumped ship to Image Comics and then jumped ship to DC Comics. You know, moved his Wildstorm and all that stuff over there. But he's a great, great dude. Impact is putting it lightly. But yes. Well, if you like those shirts, Crack, get you a crow shirt based off of my artwork with my logo on there. Oh, somewhere on there. Right there. Or get you a Dexter Morgan shirt. Bum, bum, bum. Based off of my artwork. Again, my logo's on there. Or the Bad Habits Naughty Nun series. Bum, bum, bum. Or even one of the famous Joker shirts that are going out like hotcakes. Yo, what up? I appreciate the follow. Get you one of these shirts right here based off of this painting. Right here. Bum, bum, bum. All my original artworks on shirts and everything else. Be sure to get you some. You can always hit me up in DM to find out what we've got. We got all kinds of stuff. Cool stuff coming out. And every shirt will have a 11 by 17 print and a canvas print available as well. Roy says, just kidding. I don't know what he's just kidding about. Because if he said something, it obviously got filtered, maybe. And an indelible Mark Brillo won't get off. I'm trying to see what you're talking about there, Mr. Roy. But I appreciate the chilies. Those help out the show too. And they taste great. Mmm. Growing some hot peppers is always fun. I gotta go check my habaneros, my red habaneros, to see if they're ready yet. They were still green last time I saw them. Got a lot of stuff happening out there. Some loofah sponges are happening, so they could be. I didn't see a post come through that you said what you were just kidding about. So, you know, we're up to 5.2 thousand likes, which is awesome. Yep, yep. Supposedly, there's some kind of a little trick you can do that automatically puts the likes out there. That's how that one person, Angel, did it the other day on the live show, 2 live shows ago. Got us up to like 20 or 40,000 likes or something like that. I can't remember. But supposedly there's some little trick out there that you can continuously make the like counter go up. So, but yes, we're at 5.2 thousand likes as of right now. But I appreciate everybody. But no, we do have a lot of shirts, and like I said, every shirt that we will have an 11 by 17 print and or a canvas print thereof with it as well. So, and it's possibly going to have some stickers and magnets to go with it as well. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided on that because I've done the sticker thing in the past and they've sold, but you always end up with a surplus. So that's why you need to figure out how that little algorithm works that automatically puts the likes out there so your thumbs aren't so sore, from doing all the likes. You gotta switch it, and then switch over, and then. So, but yeah, there's supposedly some little thing out there where you can do continuous likes on a regular basis and push those likes up on anybody's post. So there is that little trick if you wanted to look for that. So, but I'm just looking. There's so much stuff I've got to get done. Get this kid's book going and done and get that pushed through. He's been waiting on it long enough. And I'm almost done. I just got to add a little bit of sun rays shining down on his character. Yeah, I saw that, and I appreciate that. And it shows me when my counter goes on my chilies. I'm at 12 chilies, which is awesome. Some red hot chili peppers. Another good band. A lot of people don't like them either, but just like Nickelback gets a bad rap on that side of it all as well. So, what's everybody's plans for today? I know, Roy, you're going to bed as soon as the show ends, most likely. Casey, what's on the horizon for you today? You got some yoga classes to go to today? I don't. I'm trying to work on a riding lawnmower to get it up and running. And so we just got a new riding lawnmower that, yes, I know sleep is in the works for you. We got another riding lawnmower from a co-worker of the girlfriend's, and it won't start. It'll turn over, but it won't kick on. The spark plug's okay, so I've got to check the filter, the gas filter, and then the gas line itself to make sure it's actually flowing gas out of it. But um, but yeah, hopefully we'll have another riding lawnmower up and running, and then I've got to start getting all of my wood from the front to the back so I can keep working on the chicken coop. I've got the storm is scary, red sky. Nice. How can you even see it? It's still dark here. Gonna be dreaming about all the Thunder championships they got. Sweet. And you'll probably be dreaming about the Thunder coming here. So, yeah, oh yeah, you're in Maine. But good. I'm glad you're thinking about the Thunder, Roy. That's awesome of you. And I know you're going to be first in line downtown Thursday to meet the Thunder's players that are going to be here in town. So, I get it. I understand, man. I totally understand where you're coming from, brother. Hulkamania, man! Strange red. Maybe aliens are going to come out of the sky. So it's not This red, it's not this red. It's a strange red. Always a plug for the shirts. Always a plug for the shirts. Why are you always talking about the shirts, man? Get off your shirts. Your damn shirts. Get off your damn shirts. A pinkish red. That's cool. You need to take some pictures of it and post it on your Facebook. Maybe even do a video. That'd be awesome. On your TikTok, not Facebook. I mean, I guess you could put it on your Facebook if you have one of those. I'm sure you do. But put it on your TikTok so we can check it out. Because that would be kind of cool to see. Uh, because we've had some pinkish red sunsets here, but I'm not going to say it in a storm. I mean, there's been some red storms and things like that. If I do, only because they went to Northside High and University. And I'm surprised you didn't support the entire Oklahoma City team just because of those two players. They got drafted by the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they win a championship. And so, you know. And they should have won a championship when they had the big three, Westbrook, Durant, and Harden, you know. But they weren't a team player at the time. The sky has been strange here. Contrails. Well, I mean, get pictures and videos of that stuff. I mean, alien invasion, man. Alien invasion. That's probably what's happening. We're just not seeing it because of the clouds. Sorry, I don't care anything about Arkansas. I get it, man. I know you don't care anything about Arkansas. I understand. Roy, I totally get it. I don't even like Arkansas. I'm surprised I'm actually still in the state. Yes, Roy really likes Oklahoma. It's okay. He is Oklahoma through and through. He loves anything that Oklahoma produces, Oklahoma Sooners especially, um, and Oklahoma City Thunder. So he is a proponent for them on a regular basis. So anything to keep you up a little bit longer, Roy. Anything to keep you up a little bit longer. I know you're cussing and flipping out your phone right now. I get it. Where are you, Roy? See, even Casey's calling you out right now. Where are you? He's typing some long, drawn out expanse of how he likes this team and that team, which isn't true. But you know, his love will always be the Oklahoma City Thunder and Oklahoma Sooners, and he's a diehard fan. So, you know, right here, Monty and Casey. I figured you'd be typing out some long, drawn out explanation. Hello. Hello. Is there anybody out there? Just not if you can hear me. Great song. Sorry, meant cozy. Meant Casey. You're getting cozy with Casey? That's weird. Casey, do you like that? Just kidding, guys. Come on. This is a family friendly show. Not really. Oh, great stuff. Great stuff. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. All right. I think that's it for today. Getting close anyway. I think we might hit the 1 hour and 30-minute mark, which is just a few minutes away. But, you know, let me contemplate. Warm Roy hugs. There you go. Contemplate that. Just like Roy is trying to go to bed so he doesn't sparkle when the sun pops up. No, wait. I feel like Oklahoma State football. Oklahoma Sooners football. Yeah, I get it. I do like Oklahoma Sooner football. Thank you, Roy. That's awesome of you. I appreciate that. I mean, we can't agree that Dallas Cowboys is the team out there, and No, Oklahoma, not OSU. Got it. See, no, OU, not OSU. I get it. I get it, man. I understand. Go Oklahoma everything. Yes. Yes, Casey. Oklahoma everything. We can always talk to him about the championships and playoffs and stuff like that for you know his school that he says he likes. But I did give him a comparison of both schools at one point in time. He wasn't happy with me. Were you, buddy? It's all fun and games, man. Till somebody puts an eye out. So I appreciate you, man. I love you guys. You guys are great because he's from Oklahoma, Roy. But I am ending it for now. You all have a great day, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Please like, share, and follow, and go up to my. I gotta switch it now since I'm out of mirror mode, and go up to my website and hit my other socials on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and subscribe to all those. That'd be great. But I do appreciate each and everybody being here. I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, the art of Monty Anderson, and we will catch you on the flip side. Have a good day, everybody.